What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so shout out to the brother Dreamers Pro. All right, 'cause I just seen his video talking about this, a breaking news video, and it involves the Dallas Mavericks and their interests or lack of interest, depending upon how you look at it, in LeBron James. Now, up until last week, there was really no credible reason to believe that any team was interested in LeBron James as far as a trade is concerned. There was no reason to believe that the Lakers were interested in trading him, and there was no reason to believe that LeBron himself wanted to be traded from LA. All right. Over the last couple of days, however, we've seen a few more reports come out that, there is a slight possibility that perhaps a trade could come. We've seen the reports that said maybe there's like primarily four teams: the Mavericks, I think the Cavaliers, I think the Warriors, and I forgot the fourth team, but there's a fourth team there. I've been very skeptical of this. So I did a video earlier today where there's a sports podcast host that said that he believes from sources that the Lakers are fed up with LeBron James and that LeBron James wants out of LA, right? Like I said before, I'm very skeptical of this, right? But these are things that are being reported. So now I want to reference what Dreamers Pro was talking about. And this is a report from BleachersReport.com. The article is from Adam Wells, LeBron James reportedly interests Mavs if contract bought out, not trade, amid rumors. If LeBron James could convince the Lakers to buy him out, the Mavericks would be interested in adding him. Appearing on ESPN Radio 710 in Los Angeles, ESPN's Dave McMenamin, or Mr. Malika Andrews, said the Mavericks would only have interest in James if he were to become a free agent, not via trade. James's status with the Lakers is the most closely monitored situation in the NBA. Even though he opted into his $52.6 million salary for next season, the decision came with a statement from his agent, Rich Paul, to ESPN's Shams Charania about evaluating what's best for the four-time NBA MVP. The Athletic's Sam Amick noted after James opted into his deal for next season that executives around the NBA were, quote, wondering if this was a precursor to a trade request. There's no indication of any trade requests at this point. James would also have control over where he goes if a deal materialized, because I think, as we all know now, because it was saying for the 1,058th time, that he has a full no-trade clause in his deal. Dallas stands out as an outstanding landing spot, an obvious landing spot for James if he were to leave the Lakers because of his pre-existing relationships with players on the team, including, of course, Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving. The Mavs would have to sacrifice a lot of their depth if they wanted to trade for James, but they could build a package around Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford. I think I talked about it in the video before. One big potential issue is if the Mavs were to bring in James, is how it might impact the development of Cooper Flagg. James, Davis, and Irving, when he returns from injury, would dominate the ball and take touches away from the number one overall pick. The most important thing for the 2025-26 Mavericks is the development of Flagg, because he is the future of the franchise. Paul's statement emphasized how the Lakers were taking a long-term approach to team building, so how are the Mavericks any different? And I don't want to go too far into this article, but basically, they would be only interested really in a buyout situation where I guess if LeBron James was bought out by the Lakers, pocket the 50-something million, and then essentially become a free agent, and I guess sign for a minimum amount with the Mavericks, which I guess if he bought out for 50-something million and then signed with the Mavericks, I mean, that's, kind of unusual for LeBron James to sign for a minimum amount or reduced amount. But if you're just pocketing 50-something million, well, hey, that's something different. You know what I'm saying? My big problem I have with this scenario is if you're the Lakers, what are you getting out of this? Like, what are you recouping from this? You're not getting much of anything. Okay. If this were to happen, I'm just saying then that would validate what Brian Windhorst said yesterday about the Lakers looking at LeBron James as an expiring contract. If that's the case, then they really have moved on from LeBron James. Like that would be shocking to me if it ever reported that they just bought him out and then he just man, I would venture that would be one of the top. In the last 10 years, one of the top 3 most shocking things in basketball. Of course, the tragedy of Kobe Bryant being number 1, and the trade for Luka Doncic being number 2. I can't envision the Lakers doing that. It's just hard for me to see them doing. It's hard for me to see teams, Lakers, or anybody moving LeBron James. So I think this is more just wishing on people's hope, on people's part, and this isn't the LeBron James of 5 or 10 years ago. Was what I'm trying to get at. Like, why would any team just gut their assets for a guy that isn't really going to lead you anywhere? The only, like I said in my other video, the only thing I could really see is if the relationship between the Lakers and LeBron James deteriorate significantly over the next several months. Like, just from where they are right now, I just don't see it. It doesn't really make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? But as I said before, always in the back of my mind, I always hold on to the thought process of, at the same time, a lot of things don't happen in the NBA logically, meaning that I'm not saying the NBA is rigged, but at the same time, there are often things that occur that are part of a grander design behind the scenes, behind the curtain. So that's the only reason why I don't have it 100% that this trade is not going to happen. Because I do believe to a certain extent the NBA, to a certain extent, is rigged. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, tell what you guys think about this.